All right, day 14 on the Camino recap. Today was our last day of bikes. Marvelous. I dreaded getting going this morning, to be honest. I was like, even though I knew it was the last day and we were only going to ride 50 kilometers.
It's still 30 miles.
A little over 30 miles. I was still like dreading it. My rear end is annihilated. Anyways, we started off, and the first part of the ride.
Tell him what you really said. He said he gave himself a vasectomy.
Yeah, I did. I think over the last 4 days, I've given myself a bicycle seat assisted vasectomy. It's been really hard to find a position for more than like 2 or 3 minutes at a time where my manly
you're always
parts
adjusting.
are like not like having shooting pains going through them or just massively uncomfortable. But hey, we're done. But so we did start out on the road coming out of León.
They really bite when you touch their private parts.
What's that from?
50 First Dates.
Oh, who says that?
The
Ula?
friend, yeah.
Ula's Rob Schneider's character, right? Yeah, he's so flipping hilarious in that. Ula. I could have used a little Ula this morning. But anyways, it was hard to get going this morning, and it didn't make it any easier that we had to leave León and through just like the worst part of León, just like industrial, dirty, smelly. It was a smog pit. Like you could taste.
It was the worst smog I've ever.
Yeah, you could taste it. It was bad, and then there was just some bad.
It was burning. I got the black lung bomb.
Yeah, it was in there. There was like 10 gas stations in a row and car dealers and industrial buildings.
Get this, I wanted to get a little snack from a gas station.
Oh,
There's an attendant there, so nobody's at the gas station, but like they have to pump your gas for you. So I go in and I'm like, hi, and he's like, hi, and then there's a glass wall, like the doors, but I'm like trying to get it to open. It's not opening. Like, so you could walk in, but to get to the food stuff, you couldn't, and he's like, not open yet. So he would pump gas for you, but he wouldn't let me go pick out my own freaking chips. What is the point? I don't get it.
It was like almost 9 o'clock in the morning too. It was weird.
It was so weird. And I could see the
and of course we rode to the next gas station and they were totally open and got everything we needed.
Yeah, and they only had one attendant too. Guess what?
Yeah,
he could pump gas and let people buy chips at the same time.
Yeah. Well, the other guy was, that's true. He was pumping gas or helping other people order gas. So that was funny.
Yeah, and the other guy was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Not opening the store. Which it's fine, do what you want. I don't want to be like that American, like, why isn't anything open? But, like, nobody was, why can't I buy a bag of chips? You're just losing business. The half of your store's open. What's the problem with the other half? I don't know.
So, in short, what we're trying to say is, Mr. Spanish gas cashier man, you completely and totally ruined Minnie's trip. So, thank you very much. It's unrecoverable at this point. But we did get out of León. Yeah, I hope those are recoverable.
Sorry, Mom.
So we got out of town. We got into a little bit of a groove. Rode for about an hour or so. We stopped and had our breakfast of ham and eggs. It was a truck stop. Yeah, a total truck stop. It was in another industrial area outside of town.
Quite a bit of stuff for breakfast, and it was only €11. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was really inexpensive. So that was nice. And good breakfast, good ham and eggs. We had a bocadillo too. Didn't we? Yeah, the fried chicken one. They had a fried chicken bocadillo that really...
It was like a
pounded
cutlet.
Yeah, it was pounded out thin like a milanesa. And it was,
I don't know what a milanesa is, but I know what a chicken cutlet is.
So, I'm not going to mansplain that one, man, but you can look that up afterwards. So, and then we got rolling, we kind of get onto our groove and banged it out. But I really was struggling just to keep going. It was a real mental struggle day. And it started to rain on us again. And I hate sharing stories like this, but I got to say, I was saying prayers, please stop this rain. Please stop this rain. Just give us 2 hours to finish. He came down and he stopped the rain.
And he said, Aaron,
pedal faster and quit complaining.
or I will take away your nether regions.
No, but for reals, the rain stopped. I really was praying it would stop, and it stopped. And we were able to get to Astorga. It was funny because we're just outside of Astorga. What were we, like 3 miles or so? And I just had to stop again. I was just wiped out and uncomfortable. And so we stopped at this gas station, had a Coke Zero.
Well, also, there was one big hill, and we could see it.
Yeah, so we just wanted to rest before we tackled that last hill. And it just looked really steep, but not too long. But then it was funny because we got up the steep part, and it just kept going on. It just bent around the corner and kept going and going and going. Yeah, there was a beautiful rainbow. That was really cool. And once we got up there, too, we could start seeing mountains again. So there were some nice things, but it was, that one last hill was super, super long. But we got it done. We got into Astorga. We dropped off the bikes. We were so happy to get rid of the bikes. And anyways,
but I got blisties on my pinkies.
Yeah.
And a blister on my finger. It hurt.
I'm sorry. No. Anyways, we got dropped off the bikes, went to an albergate. We did our normal routine and goes to the community shower. While I watch our stuff, then I go while she watches her stuff. Then we do laundry. So we walk down to go do laundry, and there is this completely overpowering fish smell because we had to walk past the albergue kitchen, the community kitchen. Just this overpowering fish smell, just like blasting our noses. And we go past it. We're like, oh, whoa! And Minnie looks in there to see what's making the smell, and she's, oh, it's 2 Asian guys cooking their dinner or whatever.
I didn't say it like that. But
yeah, she said it much more.
No, I don't even know. This is what happened. So we go, and then I'm sitting out. There's like a terrace outside the kitchen while we're waiting for our laundry. And I'm sitting out there, and Dad goes back down to get his shoes or his jacket.
Bits and pieces.
Dad got a little cold, and so I'm sitting there. And I'm just reflecting on my life and my journey. And then there's Korean guys come out, and he just looks at me and he said, "Come eat." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "No, come eat. Just come eat." And I was like, "Okay." Okay. And I go there, it's just a plate of squids. And I was like, "Oh no."
Boiled squid. That's what the smell was coming from the kitchen.
And I don't know what sauces or spices they put on, but it looked like they hadn't been washed. Like maybe there was like dirt or like gunk on them. And I was like,
yeah, when he would cut them open for us, this like brownish liquid would ooze out of them, and there was like a ligament or something inside, and so. Yeah, so anyways, let me tell this next little part and you can finish, but so Minnie's out there sitting with these guys. So I come out on the terrace. I don't see Minnie there because they're a little bit around the corner in the terrace. I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, she told me she's going to be out on the balcony here, whatever. And then I hear this, Dad, and I look over and here's Minnie sitting at this table. This is what I see. I see Minnie sitting at this table with these two Korean guys. And big plate of squid on the table, big plate of Napa cabbage.
I said, Dad,
a plate of come eat dinner. Yeah.
Because we're just friends.
And I see Minnie sitting there with those things, with a plate of boiled eggs, and he has this jar of homemade gochujang, which is a Korean chili paste. And so, anyways, I sit down with him, and like Michael, the guy from South Korea.
They're both from South Korea.
They're both from South Korea.
I don't know the other guy's names. That was a Korean name.
He told me, I know, I forgot it. But Michael has a son that's studying right now at Boston. He's getting his PhD at Boston University, and Michael's been there a couple times. He really likes Boston. He told us that. He didn't have a ton of English. He's just so friendly and such a nice guy. So inviting, really nice. So sharing. They were both really nice.
They wanted us to eat more, but they
I know. We didn't want to eat all.
And the squid was good.
The squid was good.
And
it was. And so they were dipping the squid in the gochujang, cutting it into little sections. And they did a great job soft boiling their eggs. So we're putting that in the gochujang. We're putting the Napa cabbage. I was telling them about some of my favorite Korean food that I like to eat, and they were like laughing when I told them like I like bibimbap. They were like looking at each other like going, "Oh!"
I gave them some candy, and they liked the candy.
Yep, she gave them candy too. And then
I don't know if they liked it.
Then also while we were doing laundry, we met this gal from France, Manu, and she started the Camino in León, France, and walked all the way across France. Her halfway point for her whole trip is where we started. Yeah, so like something like 1,500 kilometers she's doing total. So like, what is that like?
Yeah, for you Americans who don't understand.
Like 900 miles or something like that. Her total pilgrimage. It's just crazy. Anyways, really cool. So met Manu. I had a little call to do with my
entrepreneur friends.
With my mastermind group friends, and that was fun to check in with them and have a nice discussion with them. And then we went to dinner at an Irish pub.
Well, Irish tavern.
Irish tavern, yeah, taberna is how they say tavern in Spanish. But they didn't have the A at the end. Instead of tavern, it said tavern. So we were kind of giggling about that. But anyways, we ordered some paella, some Spanish paella at the...
And it's Valencia style.
And it was Valencia style.
Jose is from Valencia.
I love this story.
So I sent him a picture of it, and I said, Valencia style paella. And he said, yeah, like, yes. And I was like, does it look good? Because I got it at an Irish tavern. And I was like, Irish pub. I was like, but don't roast me if you're going to an Irish pub, because we did want to go to a different place, but they were closed as a family.
We had two other places we wanted to go, and they were closed. Yeah.
It had a sign that said they were like on vacation for the week, so their restaurant was closed. And he said, no, it's okay. Actually, Irish pubs in Spain are legit because they're just Spanish bars run by hipsters, so they're so good.
And then we told someone else that story that was Spanish.
That was Spanish or Irish?
No. Well, we told the Irish guy that too, but I was telling that story to someone else who was Spanish, and they confirmed. They said, yeah, that's pretty much true. You know, the Spanish or the Irish pubs are really just Spanish restaurants owned by, they serve Spanish food. They don't, because they were laughing. The guys that I was telling about it, they're laughing because they were saying, did you notice that the Irish pub doesn't have any Irish beer? They did have Guinness, and that's it. All the rest of their beers were German and Spanish, and they were laughing about that. So anyways, so that was our day. And good day.
I'll be making more TikToks.
Ben's going to make more TikToks.
Now that we're done off the bikes.
You can see more videos and photos. You can see our videos and photos on Wilcox AP on Instagram, or _Minta Wilcox at Instagram, and Mint's TikTok is Minta Gets Around on TikTok if you want to check out our stuff there. Day 14 wrapped up.
Bye to all my fans.
See you guys tomorrow.